Hey guys, Alchemado. Welcome to another video. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded anything new in a few weeks, but the last video I did was of the J-Pop Summit. Playlist will be up there in the tags. After the J-Pop Summit, I was a guest on Hikkipedia's live show. I'll have her links in the description below. It was pretty fun. She's a pretty cool person. Please make sure to check out her channel as well. She does a lot of stuff on J-pop. And lately I've been on another live show called Three Old Dudes. It's every Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Japan Standard Time. And for me, unfortunately, it is 5 a.m. in the morning. But the hosts there, Robert, Simon, and Dean, occasionally invite me over to that show, and they're pretty cool guys, so make sure to check out their channel as well. I'll leave more descriptions below. Anyways, today's video, I'm going to introduce a new series that I'm interested in doing. It's called Back to the Arcade. Now I'll give you a little history of arcades here in the United States. Arcade machines and arcades used to be in every big shopping mall or game center or amusement park. And if you're old enough, you should also know that there were arcade machines in convenience stores, supermarkets sometimes, and even at your local donut shops. One of my favorite places to go to play video games was actually a 7-Eleven. They had a cool Street Fighter 2 machine there that I would put endless quarters in. And usually I would go just to the local mall. It's called Del Amo, and there was an arcade called Aladdin's Castle. That was one of my hangouts as a kid. I always asked my mom, "Oh, let's go to the mall and play at the arcade." There was also some batting cages and some miniature golf places that had cool arcades. But unfortunately, you know, arcades were kind of dying here in the US. A lot of the amusement centers were closing down. A lot of the miniature golf places were closing down. And convenience stores and donut shops and supermarkets did not have those arcade machines anymore. I think it was to keep kids at home, or to make them go home as soon as they got out of school and not be hanging around these convenience stores or supermarkets just to play games. I think that's part of the reason. Other reasons just is, you know, these machines, unfortunately in the United States, you know, kids don't treat these machines very well. So they break down a lot. Probably a lot of maintenance had to be done to these machines and things. But yeah, as time went on, all those arcade machines and arcades have been going away. Now let's fast forward to maybe the late 2000s and the present, where arcades were popping up, but not in the same form as they used to be. I'm talking about like Dave & Buster's, but you know, these were done by cards, and it was pretty expensive. There's games where you win tickets, and I think that was the main focus of these arcades, to make you just spend money like crazy. And it's kind of unfortunate, you know, I don't really like those types of arcades. But it seems recently we're getting back to the old style arcades, albeit a little bit changed. There are several barcades where there are arcades with bars and you can drink. And there's a lot of what we call retro games, like all the games that I used to play when I was a kid. They do have some new games, but mostly retro stuff from the 80s and 90s. But there's also one other big amusement center or arcade that's been getting more popular, and that's the Japanese ones. There's a big company called Round One, and they've been opening stores all throughout Southern California. But anyways, Round one, I went to the closest one, which is in Lakewood, California. It's inside a Lakewood mall. So as you can already tell, this Japanese company knew to go back to its roots, which is back into the local big malls. So it's kind of interesting to see, history is coming full circle. But let's take a look around. Here's the entrance to round one. It's a big bowling pin. It's very interesting. So as you can see, it's inside the mall. It's actually on the second floor of this mall. And if you go up the escalators, in the front you'll be greeted by Hatsune Miku and her Project Diva game. It's a rhythm game. You can't go anywhere in a Japanese game center without UFO catchers. All types of UFO catcher machines, all kind of cool Japanese prizes. These are all actually imported from Japan. A lot of cool collaborations of Hello Kitty and Street Fighter. There's a lot of figures from Japan as well. And just a little fun fact, my company is an import-export company, and we actually brought in the UFO catcher machines for all the games, round one game centers in Southern California. So it's kind of pretty cool to see these arcade machines up close. And but these claw machines are really tough, and I think they made it really difficult for anyone to get any of these. Although if you can see on some of these signs, they teach you where is the weak point and how to get the prizes for each game. Of course, there's a lot of modern games. There's the new Star Wars pod game. That was a lot of fun. There's a lot of shooting games. And the cool stuff that we're coming up to is they do have a lot of the recent fighting games. Street Fighter V, Tekken. Of course, they have all the rhythm games, Beat Mania, Dance Dance Revolution, some of the new rhythm games that came from Japan. I mean, overall, this place does remind me of Japan a lot. The prices are pretty much a quarter standard, even though you have to use a card to slide, like the Dave & Buster's. But the value is usually like $1 for a game or $2 for a game, which is almost standard in Japan as well. You do need a round one card in order to play any of the games, and for $5 you can actually get a membership, which gives you discounts or more credits for certain things. And we even have kurikura machines where you can take your pictures, make up odd stuff. But it's pretty expensive. It was like $8 or $10. I don't think I've ever paid that much in Japan. But if you want to have the Japanese kurikura experience, you can do it here in LA as well. I focus mostly on the arcade, but they do have lanes for bowling, rooms for karaoke. They got billiards, they got a restaurant in here, they do have a bar. But I think this is going to be more of the common type of arcades from now on. So I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Back to the Arcades. Today's episode was focus mainly on the newer type of games. But next episode we're going retro, and hope you check it out. Please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys later. Next up we have Fem. This is the first time I've ever seen them or heard about them, but they're amazing. Their concept is two fembots or mannequins